because it's clear from meeting both of you that your traumas in these residential treatment programs, as horrible as it was, that you've also become very strong advocates. And so how has your lived experience inspired you to create the work that you're clearly passionate about in this world today? So I'm going to start with you, Katherine, this time, since I started with Vanessa last time.
Yeah, no problem. So when I got out of the program, I was like 18, and I was actually really tried to really speak out and take action. But I was 18 years old, and I was really, frankly, put a hot mess. So it didn't really go anywhere, and I ended up in a really bad situation within life, and I kind of repressed it for the longest time. And I had a couple of friends from the program over the years that I stayed in contact with, and they didn't handle things the same way I did, where I just kind of pushed it down, focused on my work, and just like tried to ignore it and never talk about it. One of my really good friends, his name was Brock Riley, really, like, he went to the same program I went to in Mexico, and he really got into alcoholism, and it got worse and worse for him over the years. And when he was really in his bad spot, he'd always talk about the program. And at the time, like, to my own shame, like, whenever he would bring it up, I'd just be like, why are you still bringing it up? Like, it's not like, we're alive. We just get over it. Why haven't you gotten over it? I could not let myself talk about it. And, in 2017, he passed away because of his issues. And it was a real wake up call for me, to be honest. Like, I realized around then that, like, my inability to talk to him and be a good friend to him in that regards was because, honestly, like, I hadn't worked on it myself. Like, it wasn't him with the problem. It was me who wasn't handling, like, wasn't able to confront that pain in my life. And I started going to therapy, and I joined a bunch of Facebook groups for survivors of residential treatment centers. And I started digging down this rabbit hole and going deeper and deeper. And I was someone who had a little bit better of, like, financial resources and other things. So I was doing a lot of record pulls, trying to expose stuff. Like, I like when recently, like, when, like 2017 or 2018, when one of the residential treatment owners was being sentenced, I went out to see his sentencing. I tried to get involved and do whatever I could. And I guess, like, all my advocacy work online eventually did catch the attention of the Paris Hilton people in the Facebook groups. And they knew that I had been around the same time as her. So they reached out and confirmed that I was there with her, a couple things I knew about her. And sure enough, and it's been kind of a wild ride since. Like, the ultimate goal is not to, like, be on a documentary with Paris Hilton or, shut down just one program. The ultimate thing is goal is to make sure that there are no more, I think one of my good friends says it the best. Like, ultimately, when we're done with this work, we want no one left to thank us, because there's no more survivors. There's no more people who are being hurt by places like this. We want to create a world and a place where there's safe, evidence-based treatments available that are available for children, and that kids can't just be sent away because the parents don't want to parent. Like, in my case, I was sent away for talking back to my parents. I didn't do drugs or any of that stuff. And, I saw a lot of kids just, like, went in with, like, issues like that and chewed up and came out, and they just, like, fell on their faces in life because they were so traumatized and no one believed them.
So, you mentioned your friend, and I want you to say his name so that we acknowledge that he didn't have the advocacy that you're talking about. And that sounds like his death inspired you. Can you say his name again for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Brock Riley.
Brock Riley. Okay, I wanted to say Brock Riley, because we're hoping that there are no more Brock Rileys, that he wouldn't have to have that kind of ending, that he could live a life where he could be acknowledged for his strength and his being, and that he wouldn't have had to end his life so shortly. So thank you for sharing that, and a very powerful statement. So going over to you now, Vanessa, what would you like to say about